And man, I really think Conor has big chance to win the title. I think he has big chance to win the Alvarez.
Oh, so you're picking Conor.
Yeah, I think he'll get that. If Conor has the belt, and if he decides to fight to defend the belt later on, I want to be the guy, or Conor or Alvarez, who win. But if Conor wins and he decides to don't hide himself behind the belt and sit on the belt and lock up the whole division, I will be there to take it.
Ring rust is a real thing. It definitely can affect fighters, and you don't know how mentally she's been so out of the limelight, and I mean, none of us are really involved in her personal life, so you don't know how she's dealing with that loss since then. And you know, I know she's talking about retirement, and that also, I don't know why everyone's so surprised about that. I feel like that was kind of like, she was saying that before she fought Holly, that she was like, you know, coming to a close. Never seen Ronda in this state and been out for so long, and having been knocked out, you know, that sense of invincibility has to have been shaken, you know. So what are we dealing with Ronda? What are we going to get? You know, are we going to get a better version for it, or are we going to get, you know, worse version for it? And I question that a little bit, you know, being that it's taken her so long to even want to come back. And the only thing that I can say is that I question how much she really wants to be doing this. And I can say that if you don't really want to do it, then it's going to affect your ability to train and to push that extra bit in training and in practice. If you don't really want to do it, if you don't really want to be there, if you don't, you know, and I'm not saying she does or doesn't, you know, so I can't say that, but I can say if your heart's not really in it, it's kind of a dangerous sport to play with in that sense.
We don't know what's going on with George. You know, it sounds like he wants to fight. It sounds like it's, you know, things that are, you know, keeping him out of fighting. And, you know, that's where it's at. So our game of mixed martial art is one part entertainment, one part sport. So from a sport standpoint, it would make sense for Damian Maia to fight the winner of this fight. From an entertainment standpoint, and I guess you could say sport as well, because he left as a champion. He was he's the greatest welterweight of all time, and if he comes back, I think as a gesture, you know, of respect, I think he should, you know, I don't think he should have to fight one or two fights. I think he should come right there and fight for the title. You know, when I was getting ready to fight Robbie, it was known that, hey, George might come back. So if George comes back, then you're going to have to fight another fight, and he's going to jump you. And I knew that, and I was okay with that. So I don't think that should change for anybody.
You know, I'm right there with you, man. I mean, you know, he is definitely one of the best guys who ever stepped out in the octagon welterweight. One of the best welterweights who ever stepped out there. And but to be honest, I have no idea what's going on, where he's at in negotiations, or if he's coming back or what. But yeah, man, he is, and he's one of the reasons why I got in the sport in the first place. You know, I was training up with him, helping out with his fights, and that's why I actually started mixed martial arts, was because of George. So yeah, man, give him that title shot.
How likely do you think it is that he'll come back, Stephen?
You know what? No idea, man. I hear things like, oh, it's going to happen, and I hear it's not going to happen. Negotiations aren't right where they want it. Of course, he's saying he's a free agent. UFC's coming back with, no, you ain't a free agent. So, to be honest, I have no clue.
Yeah, I mean, typically when you go up on stage, your heart rate goes up, and you feel, for some reason, man, it was just tough. I feel like a lot of his stuff is an act, mm-hmm. So it's hard for me to take it serious. Yeah, the sport needs guys like this, because a lot of fighters, even myself, have been guilty of not connecting with the fans, concentrating on fighting. And some people want more than fighting. Some people want to see the person and the emotion of the person. Yeah, and he is totally that. So the sport needs a guy like this, but the sport also needs balance. It needs humility, it needs balance, it needs a lot of things. So my intention on November 12th is to bring some humility to this guy. When we get inside the cage, then I'll take him serious. When he becomes a threat, when he steps in my space, then that'll be the time I take him serious. But until then, this will all be really fun. Jonas came with me. He was the jungle fight champion, which is one of the largest organizations in Brazil.
Okay.
So my management seek Jonas out. He actually moves just like Conor McGregor.
Really?
And so once we seen him fight and seen what he's capable of, they right away knew who they wanted to get here, and they flew him in from Brazil, and he's been with me for about 4 days now, but he'll be with me to the end of the camp. It's priceless, not only because of the way he moves, but his feedback and is the most important. What he's able to tell me, what he's comfortable with and what he's uncomfortable with, because it's the same things that Conor McGregor would be comfortable with and uncomfortable with.
Sanki korku trenindeyim.